Welcome to this session on the Wittig reaction for G Advanced Chemistry. Today, we are diving into a fascinating organic transformation that allows us to build complex molecules by creating new carbon-carbon double bonds. We'll start with the basics, then gradually explore its intricate mechanism, stereochemical control, and advanced applications. Get ready to master this powerful synthetic tool across 4 levels of depth. Let's begin our journey by understanding the fundamental principles of the Wittig reaction. The Wittig reaction is a cornerstone in organic synthesis, primarily used to create carbon-carbon double bonds, or alkenes, from aldehydes and ketones. Imagine transforming a carbonyl group into an alkene. That's the magic here. This reaction employs a unique reagent called a phosphorus ylide, often referred to as a Wittig reagent. It's named after Georg Wittig, whose groundbreaking work earned him the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1979. This reaction provides a highly selective way to form new carbon-carbon bonds, which is crucial for building larger, more complex organic molecules. At its core, the Wittig reaction involves two main players, an aldehyde or a ketone, which provides the carbonyl group, and a phosphorus ylide. The ylide is a fascinating molecule with a phosphorus atom directly bonded to a negatively charged carbon, which is also typically attached to 3 phenyl groups. This negatively charged carbon acts as a powerful nucleophile. In a simplified view, the ylide's carbon attacks the carbonyl carbon, forming an intermediate. This intermediate then quickly rearranges, leading to the expulsion of triphenylphosphine oxide and the formation of a new carbon-carbon double bond, the alkene. For instance, reacting acetone with methylnitrophenyl phosphorin yields to methylpropene, effectively replacing the oxygen with a methylene group. Now, let's test your basic understanding with a few questions. Pause the video, try to answer them, and then check your solutions. Ready to go deeper? Let's unravel the detailed mechanism and practical aspects of the Wittig reaction. The Wittig reaction proceeds through a fascinating 3-step mechanism. First, the nucleophilic carbon of the phosphorus ylide attacks the electrophilic carbonyl carbon of the aldehyde or ketone. This forms a zwitterionic intermediate known as a betane. Think of it as an initial adduct where charges are separated within the molecule. Next, this betane rapidly collapses. The oxygen from the carbonyl and the phosphorus from the ylide form new bonds, creating a 4-membered cyclic intermediate called an oxaphosphetane. This intermediate is crucial for the stereochemical outcome of the reaction. Finally, the oxaphosphetane undergoes a rapid, concerted fragmentation. This step expels triphenylphosphine oxide, a very stable byproduct, and simultaneously forms the desired carbon-carbon double bond, the alkene. The high stability of the P is equal to O bond is the driving force for this last step. So, how do we make these special phosphorus ylides? It's a 2-step process. First, triphenylphosphine, a good nucleophile, reacts with an alkyl halide in an SN2 fashion. This forms an alkyl triphenylphosphonium salt, where the phosphorus now carries a positive charge. For example, reacting triphenylphosphine with ethyl bromide gives ethyl triphenylphosphonium bromide. In the second step, this phosphonium salt is treated with a strong base, such as N*-butylithium or sodium hydride. The base deprotonates the carbon atom adjacent to the positively charged phosphorus. This removal of a proton generates the neutral phosphorus ylide, which is the active Wittig reagent. The choice of alkyl halide determines the R group that will be part of your new alkene. A key aspect of the Wittig reaction is its stereoselectivity, meaning whether it produces *cis*, Z, or *trans*, E, alkenes. This depends largely on the type of ylide used. Unstabilized ylides, which are highly reactive and lack electron withdrawing groups on their carbon, typically favor the formation of *cis* or Z alkenes. These reactions are often kinetically controlled. On the other hand, Stabilized ylides, which have electron withdrawing groups like esters or ketones on the ylide carbon, are less reactive. They generally lead to the formation of trans or alkenes, often under thermodynamic control. Understanding this distinction is vital for predicting and controlling the geometry of your alkene products. The Wittig reaction is incredibly versatile, but a limitation is sometimes getting a mix of E and Z isomers, and the byproduct, triphenylphosphine oxide, can be tricky to remove. Now that we've covered the mechanism and stereochemistry, let's tackle some medium-level problems. Take your time to think through the steps and concepts we've discussed. Let's elevate our understanding. We'll now delve into the nuanced stereochemical control and advanced modifications of the Wittig reaction. The stereoselectivity of the Wittig reaction is a critical factor in synthesizing specific alkene isomers. Unstabilized ylides, characterized by their high reactivity, tend to kinetically favor the formation of Z-alkenes. This preference arises from a lower energy transition state leading to the *CIS oxaphosphetane intermediate, which then undergoes a SYN elimination. Conversely, stabilized ylides, which have electron withdrawing groups that delocalize the negative charge and reduce reactivity, generally lead to E-alkenes. Their reactions are often thermodynamically controlled, meaning the more stable trans oxaphosphetane or its precursor is preferentially formed. Semi-stabilized ylides with aryl or vinyl substituents exhibit intermediate behavior, making their selectivity more context-dependent. Mastering this distinction is crucial for targeted synthesis. To overcome the challenge of mixed EZ isomers, especially when Z-alkenes are the kinetic product but E-alkenes are desired, the Schlosser modification offers a powerful solution. This technique allows for high E-selectivity. The process involves treating the initial betaine or oxaphosphetane intermediate, formed from an aldehyde and an unstabilized ylide, with a strong base like N butyllithium. This deprotonates the intermediate, forming a more stable betaine lithium adduct. Subsequent protonation with butyllithium and warming promotes the equilibration to the more thermodynamically stable betaine lithium adduct, which then collapses to predominantly yield the E-alkene. This modification essentially converts the kinetically favored Z-intermediate into the thermodynamically favored E-intermediate. The precise mechanism of the Wittig reaction is more intricate than a simple 2+2 cycloaddition. The role of lithium ions, often present when organolithium bases are used to generate ylides, is particularly significant. Lithium ions can coordinate with the oxygen atom of the carbonyl and the phosphorus atom, influencing the geometry of the transition state and stabilizing specific betaine intermediates. This coordination can accelerate the reaction and, notably, enhance the preference for *CIS oxaphosphetanes, thus promoting Z-alkene formation with unstabilized ylides. Understanding this salt effect is key to predicting and controlling stereoselectivity. Furthermore, it's essential to compare Wittig with other olefination reactions like the Hornewarts-Werthemans, which uses phosphonate carbanions and often provides higher E-selectivity and easier byproduct removal, making it a preferred choice in many industrial applications. Time to challenge your advanced understanding of the Wittig reaction. These questions will require you to apply your knowledge of stereoselectivity, modifications, and mechanistic nuances. Prepare for the ultimate challenge. We are now diving into the deepest competitive insights and engineering perspectives of the Wittig reaction. Georg Wittig's discovery in the 1950s revolutionized organic synthesis, earning him the Nobel Prize. His pioneering work with phosphorus ylides provided an unprecedented route to construct carbon-carbon double bonds, a fundamental transformation for building complex molecules. Initially, the mechanism was debated: was it a stepwise betaine formation or a concerted 2+2 cycloaddition to the oxaphosphetane? Modern understanding suggests a nuanced picture, where both pathways can contribute, depending on ylide type, solvent polarity, and the presence of metal ions. For instance, unstabilized ylides often favor the concerted pathway in nonpolar solvents, while stabilized ylides may proceed through a more stepwise betaine intermediate, especially in polar conditions. The role of lithium ions, often present from organolithium bases, is crucial, acting as Lewis acids to influence transition state geometries and stabilize intermediates, profoundly affecting stereoselectivity. Delving deeper into the mechanism, the formation of the four-membered oxaphosphetane ring is central to stereochemical outcomes. With unstabilized ylides, kinetic control typically prevails, favoring the *CIS*oxaphosphetane through a lower energy transition state. This *CIS* intermediate then undergoes a rapid SYN elimination to yield the Z-alkene. In contrast, stabilized ylides operate under thermodynamic control, where the more stable *trans*oxaphosphetane or its precursor, the *erythro*betaine, is preferentially formed, leading to the E-alkene. The presence of lithium ions can significantly impact this. They can tilte with the developing negative charge on oxygen and the positive charge on phosphorus in the betaine intermediate, often stabilizing the *CIS*betaine and enhancing Z selectivity. Removing these lithium ions, for example, by using crown ethers, can alter this preference. Beyond Wittig, related olefination reactions like Hornewarts-Werthemans, Peterson, and Julia-Kosienski offer different stereoselectivity and byproduct removal advantages, providing chemists a powerful toolbox for alkene synthesis. The classification of ylides into unstabilized, semi-stabilized, and stabilized is key to predicting their reactivity and stereoselectivity. Unstabilized ylides are highly reactive nucleophiles, leading to kinetic Z selectivity. Stabilized ylides, with electron-withdrawing groups, are less reactive and yield thermodynamic E selectivity. Semi-stabilized ylides, with aryl or vinyl groups, show intermediate behavior. Beyond the classic Wittig, other olefination reactions provide complementary tools. The Hornewarts-Werthemans reaction, using phosphonate esters, often gives higher E selectivity and water-soluble byproducts, simplifying purification. Peterson olefination, employing alphacylyl carbanions, offers stereocontrol via acid or base-catalyzed elimination. Julia-Kosienski olefination, using sulfones, is known for high E selectivity and broad substrate scope. Even more advanced are metal carbines like Tebbe and Grubbs reagents, used in olefin metathesis, which conceptually relate to ylide chemistry in their ability to form C=C bonds. These diverse methods underscore the versatility of alkene synthesis. The Wittig reaction's legacy extends far beyond academic labs, profoundly impacting industrial and pharmaceutical synthesis. It's indispensable in crafting complex natural products like vitamin A and beta-carotene, where precise alkene geometry dictates biological activity. In the pharmaceutical industry, it's a key step in synthesizing various active pharmaceutical ingredients, such as retinoids used in dermatology and oncology. For industrial-scale production, engineers must consider factors like solvent recovery, catalyst recycling, and byproduct management, particularly the ofangami-triphenylphosphine oxide. This is where the Hornewarts-Werthemans reaction often gains an advantage due to its water-soluble byproducts. Furthermore, the development of Chiral-Wittig reactions, using enantiomerically pure phosphines, has enabled the synthesis of chiral alkenes, opening new avenues for asymmetric synthesis in drug discovery. The ability to form specific carbon-carbon double bonds with controlled stereochemistry remains a cornerstone of modern synthetic chemistry. Let's tackle the first set of 5 challenging questions. These problems demand a deep understanding of mechanisms, synthetic strategies, and advanced stereochemical control. Now, for the final 5 questions. These will further test your ability to integrate knowledge from various aspects of the Wittig reaction and related chemistries. Good luck! And that brings us to the end of our in-depth exploration of the Wittig reaction. We've journeyed from its basic principles to its intricate mechanisms, stereochemical control, and profound applications in organic synthesis. This reaction is a testament to the creativity and power of chemistry in building complex molecules. For more such comprehensive learning experiences, practice questions, and detailed solutions, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more exciting chemistry lessons. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep excelling in your G Advanced preparation.